Let me begin by giving thanks to the leadership, the inspiration of Reverend Green and First Lady Jacqueline Green, not only for what they do for this congregation in this city and this state, but what they do for this nation. They have a nationwide impact, and we are blessed to have them. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, I know this is Holy Week, but this Holy Week comes at a difficult time in this country. These are dangerous, ugly, and consequential times. Major decisions about the future are being made by government this week. And our point is, as a matter of righteousness, our priorities should be at the top of the list because they have been at the bottom of the list for too long. Job one for government is to keep us safe. Basic public safety. I hear these extremists out there saying, defund the police. What? Those may be the three dumbest words ever spoken in politics. No police. That only works if you are rich enough to live in a gated community, or if you have your own private security, or if you're in a Manhattan high-rise and you have a doorman and you have someone at the desk. If you're living out here, when you dial 911 in the middle of the night, you want someone to come. Now, of course, fundamentally, we need a better education system. We need real jobs for our young people. But we also need more better trained police on the streets and on the trains. And we need a better relationship between the police and the community and mutual respect. But remember, who bears the burden of crime? Rape victims, 73% people of color. Robbery victims, 72%. Felony assault victims, 80% people of color. And the Lord said, rescue from the hand of the oppressor the one who has been robbed. And certainly, our children deserve a quality education. That's what this country and this city and this state have been all about. And they don't deserve this current segregated school system that we have today that has two standards. One standard for the schools in the rich communities and another standard for the schools in the poor communities. We have a system today that allows failing schools to continue year after year after year. And do you know who the children are who go to those failing schools? 80%. Black, brown, and poor. Now, I get it. Change is hard. I fought for change all my life. But let me ask you a difficult question, but an honest question. If the children being left behind in those failing schools, if they were rich and they were white, do you think our political system would tolerate those failing schools for as long as we have? Of course not. Proverbs 22, the rich and the poor have this in common. The Lord is the maker of them all. Public education, public safety. We're not asking for a lot. These are basic civil rights that we are being denied. And Mayor Adams is right. We need the Democratic Party to remember who it represents and what a progressive philosophy really means. We don't need these woke socialist elitists who ignore real life problems. We need practical results. We need progress. Do you want to know who the Democratic Party is? Look in the mirror. If it wasn't for you, there would be no Democratic Party. There would be no Bill Clinton. There would be no Barack Obama. There would be no Hillary Clinton. There would be no Joe Biden. there would be no Mario Cuomo, and there would be no Andrew Cuomo, and I will never forget it. And it's time the Democratic Party recognized it and delivered for you. And my last point is this. Yes, these are tumultuous times. These are ugly times. And yes, there is an anger. And there are those who would use that anger to generate hate. Now, Donald Trump is out there. I don't know if you've seen him. He's out there. He's waving a baseball bat. He's threatening death and destruction. He's like a character from the Old South. He thinks he's Bull Connor from the Old South. Well, sir, your first name may be Bull, but your last name is not Connor. I know Donald Trump, and I have dealt with him for years. Do you remember when he tried to turn this nation against us during COVID and make New York the enemy of the nation? Do you remember when he did that? He is nothing but a bully. And there's only one way to deal with a bully. You face them eye to eye, toe to toe. I tell you today, Mr. Trump, if you think you're going to divide us or threaten us with your January 6th type thuggery, with your tribalism, don't you even think about it. Don't you come here, because you don't know where you are and you don't know who we are, because this is New York and we are New Yorkers and we are New York tough. We have faced bullies before, and we beat them back every time. You think you're going to separate us? I have news for you. There's no way, no how. Because we may disagree with each other from time to time, but that is in the family. And outside the family, we are unified all the time. Because the good Lord teaches us to love one another, to care for one another. So we stand together, black and white, Jew and Gentile, upstate and downstate, arms locked together. We stand as one. One city, one state, one community. And Mr. Trump, you attack my brother. You attack my sister. You attack me. So you bring your hate and division, and we will bring our love and our unity. And we will win every time, because we are strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. God bless you and thank you.